Welcome to Indy Unplugged, the podcast that's your front row seat to the real talk of Indianola. I'm Aaron Young, your friendly neighborhood host, and we're diving deep into unfiltered stories, candid chats, and the nitty-gritty of our vibrant city. Think of this as a crash course in all things Indianola. No fancy jargon, just real conversations. So, get comfy, hit that play button, and let's explore the heart and soul of our community together on Indy Unplugged. All right, welcome back to another episode of Indy Unplugged, a City of Indianola podcast, and it's been almost a year since we last spoke with Erica Roberts of Indianola Main Street, and they've got a lot of things in store for Indianola as we round out 2025. Erica, how are you doing today? Thanks so much for joining us on this episode.
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, you're definitely a busy person right now because you're packing up and getting ready to leave and head out to the annual downtown conference there in downtown Muscatine tomorrow and Wednesday, August 5th and August 6th. Are you excited for that? What's the conference like?
Yeah, it's exciting. First year in Muscatine. Looking forward to some of the breakout sessions. And as always, I love networking with the other executive directors from Iowa. And it's a great chance for us to get together, visit a little bit, talk about what is going on in our communities. And we always seem to learn something from one another that we can bring back to our communities.
That's awesome. And it's hard to believe that it's been almost a year, or practically a year to the day of when Indianola was announced to be become a Main Street Iowa community. What has this past year been like?
I mean, it's definitely been a ride, and it's gone by very quickly. Year one, definitely knew we would be structuring the program. I feel like we have done a great job. Myself working with the board as a team and getting the structure put together and really, focusing on our downtown businesses that we have and making sure that everybody is getting in a good place within their own businesses. And now we start reaching some of those goals that we set about 10 months ago, and we finally get to kind of dive into the nitty-gritty of those.
Well, and one of those goals, really one of those initiatives, is giving back to the local businesses, and there's an exciting promotion, an exciting initiative that Indianola Main Street, and you especially in your role, have led over the course of these past few weeks with Downtown Dough. Tell listeners a little bit more about Downtown Dough and what it all entails.
Yeah, Downtown Dough, we are so excited about. Definitely one of the biggest incentives to date that we've done downtown. And the method behind it was that the public was able to purchase downtown gift certificates from Indianola Main Street. And in return, we matched those gift certificates amounts. So we actually have and sold $60,000 worth of gift certificates that are going to go directly into our business owners' pockets. One day only, just adds to the excitement and momentum leading up. And that is our big day is Thursday, August 7th.
And it started out as $30,000 going into the pockets or into the stores of our downtown district businesses, but it grew and grew to $60,000 because the demand was just so hot, right?
Exactly. We ended up selling out of our first batch, if you will, was that, you are correct, that $30,000 in about 2 hours. We had some incredible sponsors through some friends of Main Street and True Bank. And because they sold so quickly, we decided to do a second round, doubling the investment, and we were able to change that from $30,000 to $60,000 very quickly, and again sold out. And all together, it was a matter of about 6 hours.
Wow. Were you surprised by those goals or by those numbers quickly selling out? Did this initiative and how it performed so far as you head into Downtown Dough Day, has it surpassed your expectations?
Oh, it's definitely surpassed my expectations. We knew going into this was going to be a bit experimental. Focus being on what could we do to drive traffic and really kind of knock it out of the park. I had a feeling it was going to be a big incentive. It was going to be exciting. We had done, quite a bit of build up leading into this, but surpassed our expectations is probably an understatement. Never thought they would sell out quite that fast, but obviously thrilled with the result and what lies ahead of us for Thursday, August 7th. It's going to be absolutely incredible.
And I would agree. It's going to be absolutely incredible. And I'm looking at the latest Facebook post from Indianola Main Street, and I'm going to hone in specifically on the second point of the Imagine post. And it says, imagine the difference we are about to make and the impact of what happens when a community comes together to support our local businesses. What does that kind of verbiage mean to you as we approach Downtown Dough Day?
I think that was sort of my summary for really what we wanted this entire incentive to be. And it was everybody coming together. And this was a collaborative effort. I mean, you had from those, buying the gift certificates themselves to the businesses getting on board and becoming participants of this. And then, of course, the investor dollars that went into it. So I felt like it was just a lot of different parts of the community coming together and really supporting local, which is the emphasis for everything that we are focusing on as far as Main Street goes at this time. So it just was a very, for us, a heartfelt message, that we can accomplish really great things when so many of us come together.
Oh, I agree, especially. I mean, community partners like Main Street, or Indianola Chamber, the Warren County Economic Development. I mean, everybody helps play a part in everything that we do, not just in the district, but across Indianola for sure. Where did this idea for Downtown Dough come from?
Yeah, it actually just started out as a simple conversation with, a good friend of Indianola Main Street, both of us having concerns on, how could we, especially this particular time of year where sometimes foot traffic can be a little light. And we said, how do we drive people, through those doors? And we kind of took the approach of, look, we were going to do this big and we were going to see how it worked out the first go around. And so it really sparked from just kind of a great conversation. The idea was sort of planted, and then it was sort of like, okay, now you run with it, see what you can come up with. And it, took several days of putting everything together, how we were going to make this work, what could the impact be. And after several days of kind of going through this thing, poking all the holes in it that we could, and doing a little bit of trial and error, that Downtown Dough was really born, and took off. And so far, like I said, the response has just been absolutely amazing.
And practically all the businesses within the downtown district are participating on this Downtown Dough Day, right? So if individuals got their pre-sale gift cards in advance ahead of August 7th, I mean, there's a full list of those participating stores where those gift cards can be utilized, right?
Right. There's 33 businesses that are participating for this year's Downtown Dough. We focused in on retail, food, and beverage for this one. So, and as time goes by, we will do different support local campaigns. As everybody knows, we have a lot of different types of businesses in our downtown. But for this particular one, looking at retail, food and beverage. So have a list of 33 great businesses that are gonna take part in this.
Well, and like you said, too, this is the first opportunity that's been brought to Indianola. You're experimenting. You're seeing what works, what doesn't work. I would say this probably definitely knocked it out of the park. So job well done to you and the Indianola Main Street crew for putting this together. And, of course, the support of our business owners and everyone involved with the downtown district for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we are so appreciative to those who have taken part in this. As a team, Indianola Main Street has worked really hard together to get this thing off the ground, and so far so good. We will, definitely learn some things as we go, and hopefully tweak it, just a bit for in the future. But just a really great opportunity for us to learn and for our downtown businesses to benefit in a really big way.
Switching gears now, it's hard to believe again that it's been almost a year of Indianola Main Street being a full-fledged organization. And the board is getting ready to celebrate its 1 year anniversary with a 5 o'clock somewhere annual celebration and dinner. Tell us a little bit more about that event and what it all entails.
Yeah, so we wanted to theme our annual dinner this year. We wanted to make it really fun and lighthearted, but yet, raise good money for a really great program. So we decided to do It's 5 o'clock somewhere. This is going to be held at Simpson College Hubble Hall. And this is going to be not only our 1 year celebration, celebrating the small businesses in our district, but it is our annual fundraiser. So we have a packed, awesome auction that we will be doing that evening. That includes a really fun dessert auction, which is something that we haven't done before. But just looking forward to everybody coming together, our community partners, our small businesses, our investors, and of course, everybody from our team in attendance. And so just looking forward to a great night of celebrating Indianola Main Street.
So you talked about the theme of 5 o'clock somewhere. So we're expecting yourself, Barry Green, the president of Main Street, and all the other board members to be wearing their, best Hawaiian shirts and Jimmy Buffett attire. Is it kind of like that, or what's the evening really going to look like from that standpoint?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we want everybody in their best island attire, if you will. So just have fun with the theme. To go home and not have to get all dressed up. This was a great alternative. No doubt, I'm sure Barry will take the cake as far as outfit goes per usual. But we are just, yes, come comfortable. This is a night to have a good time.
And if people want to purchase tickets still, tickets are still available, right?
Tickets are still available. We're down to about 40 tickets is all we have remaining. You can get on our Facebook page, on our website. There's a ticket link there. You can also, you have access to physical tickets from myself or any of the board members if you would like to purchase that way. And then you can also reserve a table for the evening if you would like to go that route.
So we've got Downtown Dough Day on August 7th.
Yes.
We've got Indianola Main Street's annual celebration and dinner on August 21st. What are some of the other upcoming events and opportunities that Indianola Main Street is organizing as we round out 2025?
Yeah, you're going to see two very familiar events that Indianola Main Street puts on, one being Wine, Witches, and Brews, and that will take place October 24th. And then you've got Home for the Holidays, which those of you that attended last year ended up being a really magical night. For our community, a lot of people came down, we celebrated together, and that is going to be November 22nd. So two, like I said, of our pretty well-known events that are very well attended and bring out people from, all over our community and outside our community as well. So we are really looking forward to our two biggest events of the year, and definitely two of my favorites.
Yeah, and with Wine, Witches, and Brews, those tickets usually sell out fairly quickly, like within minutes, right?
Correct. So those tickets will launch September 1st. And as usual, the VIP tickets, I think, have both years that we have offered the VIP experience in those tickets, they've sold out within minutes. But we tend to be above that 1,000 attendee mark each year, hoping to continue to grow it. But yes, you are going to want to get on and get your tickets right away when those are released.
And then Home for the Holidays, this will be the second go around where it's happening in November. And that's mainly due to the success of how phenomenal last year's event went.
Yeah, we were looking for a little bit better weather conditions. And also kind of kicking off the holiday season instead of having it mid-season. So we experimented with that a little bit last year by trying to do this in November. It worked out fantastic. And so we are going to continue to hold our Home for the Holidays event in November. Even the feedback from the community was they really enjoyed having that event held to kick off the holiday season. So we're going to go do it again.
That's awesome. Listeners, make sure you mark your calendars. Remember those dates. We'll include them in the podcast description of this episode, wherever you're listening. So all those details, those related links, they'll be available for you. So no worries there. Erica, before we wrap up, I also want to just touch base real quickly. There's some positive momentum that's happening right now, again, with the downtown facade improvements, where at the most recent council meeting on July 21st, there were some new developments where the company that will start making those improvements with those 8 downtown facades was approved, and that those next steps are underway. Can you just kind of highlight, again, kind of recap where we're at currently with that project and what some of those next steps look like?
Yeah, right now, as you said, that council has approved it. This has been a project, almost a couple years in the making. This is part of a very wide grant program for facades. We have 8 buildings that are going to get brand new facades. The exciting part for us is going back to one of the foundations of Indianola Main Street, which is historical preservation. So you're going to see the fronts of these buildings, if you will, sort of be peeled back, and what you are going to be left with is preserving what they once were. And so that is what I'm most excited about, to look at these facades as they were intended to be, and preserved back to that era. So I think this is going to be huge for our downtown. I think these buildings are going to look fantastic. It is so exciting to finally be getting this much closer to breaking ground on such a great grant program. So look to see some interesting things definitely taking place. We expect that this project will probably go until May of next year. Weather permitting, of course, but we are really, really excited about what we're about to see.
Exactly. And there's a interactive kind of timeline, if you will, that the city of Indianola has available on its website. Listeners, we'll be sure to include a link to that map and that interactive element as well for you to engage in. And of course, we'll continue to share updates in partnership with Erica and Indianola Main Street as the downtown facade and revitalization efforts continue to progress in the months ahead.
And also check our pages. We're gonna be showcasing some progress photos and different things like that on each one of the buildings, just to give you guys who don't get down here a lot a great sneak peek of the progress throughout the next few months, and it should be really exciting.
Well, before we wrap, I just want to open up the floor for you to share any final thoughts or closing remarks.
Well, I just want to thank everybody who's been involved with Main Street. We've had some workshops along the way and have met new people that have gotten on board and helped volunteer with us. We've had a tremendous amount of support in Indianola. I'm probably most excited about Main Street at this point, where we're at right now, because now we're starting to see action take place. We're starting to see some new exciting things happen within Main Street that is giving it a ton of momentum. And you look at things like Downtown Dough, our annual dinner coming up. These are big milestones for us and big things to happen. So it definitely makes the 12 months of hard work for myself and the Indianola Main Street board extremely rewarding. So thank you to those who have supported us this whole time and been patient with us as we were getting this program up and on its feet. And we are so excited for the year ahead.
And volunteer driven. I mean, all the board members, and anytime
Absolutely.
you have those committee members as well that support the board of directors, it's just really cool. And I'm one of those board of directors as well. And it's really cool just to be surrounded by a large group of people who are committed to putting just their best foots forward for the sake of our downtown district, because what we do here impacts the greater good of Indianola and beyond. And those impacts are felt through every single citizen, every single visitor. So it really is cool that this is very much a volunteer-driven effort.
It is. It absolutely is. And I mean, I realize I'm biased, but we have the greatest team that work together every single week. We work hard. This is a working board. These are hardworking volunteers, and definitely blessed to have them.
For sure. Well, Erica, thank you again so much for joining us on this episode of Indy Unplugged. Listeners, as always, make sure you leave us a comment, leave us a review. This helps make sure that we're hitting the mark with every single episode that we're putting out of Indy Unplugged. And we're just a few more episodes left into season 1. We'll probably have maybe 1 to 2 more episodes before we wrap season 1 officially and relaunch Indy Unplugged sometime in early 2026. And who knows, maybe the next time you'll be a future guest of Indy Unplugged.